Okay, thank you very much, Motka, and thank you to the organizer for this great event, and to the European Commission and Nuclear Europe also to invite GMF, the Group of European Municipalities with Nuclear Facilities, to chair this important working group of the Industrial Alliance. So I'd like to start with a few slides that you might recognize these nuclear power plants as we see them today. So the one on the left, for example, Tihange, and as you know, Tihange 2 was shut down on January 2023, so quite close to the residents. Then you can see on the right the nuclear power plant in Coa in France, with artwork in the cooling tower. And then you can see also at the bottom the nuclear power plant in Spain, in Garoña, which is in a valley, quite hidden, so trying to be unnoticed. But this is what we know of nuclear power plants. And this is some of the finalists and the winners of the Nuclear Power Art Contest in 2022. And they asked the artists, what is your vision of the nuclear energy in the future? So I think it's important also to see what the artist thinks of this. So this was organized by Generation Atomic, and it was exhibited at the IAEA International Ministerial Conference on Nuclear Power in the 21st Century. So I wanted to show some of these images, some of this artwork, which caught my attention. You can see on the left top, for example, how an artist sees the building of the Ministry of Energy. So you can see a futuristic skyscraper with the logo of Atom in the facade to show that this type of building is possible because there's free electricity provided by nuclear. And then on the top right, you see also a nuclear power plant, and it also shows the abundant the regrowth of the forest, the clean energy, the possibility of looking at the stars because of nuclear energy. On the bottom left, you see representing what they call new polar life. So a micromodular reactor underground and tolerable to extreme conditions. And finally, the winner on the bottom right, you see here representing a woman holding an atom, wanting to represent both things. On the one hand, that nuclear energy is often stigmatized, but at the same time can raise curiosity and can be healing. So all these artists were inspired by nuclear future, and they might see nuclear quite different from each other. What can we learn from this? So there is no right way to make art, as there is no right way to make decisions. So, but an artist does not just start painting. So they start thinking, reflecting what they want to convey, thinking very carefully how they want to relate the different details of their work to the big picture they want to show, the overall impression they want to leave. So the same is with stakeholder engagement. Before we take a decision, like an artist, we need to take time to reflect on the process rather than to go straight to the outcome, to the final drawing. And maybe at the end, we need to restart all over again. So why is stakeholder engagement important? Well, basically from the literature, there are three rationales for stakeholder engagement. The first one is the normative democratic rationale. So this is based on the idea that it's the right thing to do, that there is a moral right to involve the affected people in the decisions. This is ethical, but also we have the Aarhus Convention, so which says that there is a requirement to have public participation in all decisions on environmental matters. Secondly, we have the instrumental rationale. What does it mean? That we use participation as a means to achieve a specific predefined goals. For instance, having people informed and that they can trust the institutions and the experts and accept certain technologies. And finally, the substantive rationale. So using an inclusive process, incorporating different viewpoints and leading to a substantive better outcome. So the decision is better after we incorporate all the different viewpoints. So without predefining what the outcome will be. These three rationales may be present in varying degrees without being mutually exclusive. However, when we talk about SMRs, what is important here? The substantive rationale. So with implications for the design choices and the participation methods. So we need to move beyond the purpose of informing citizens or raising awareness or convincing them about predefined technological choices or decisions. This is why I get really nervous when we talk about people acceptance, things like this. So research has shown that citizens are willing to participate in meaningful forms of engagement, and they are perfectly capable of contributing to high-level deliberations if the process is well organized, if we really listen to them, if it's organized in a transparent manner, and if they are involved early on. So we should really ask ourselves, are we truly engaging, or are we simply promoting nuclear technology? Because if everything is decided already in advance, beforehand, and then we use engagement for the sake of it, it will be counterproductive. So we often hear these experts or advisors saying, oh, the problem is that there's a lack of information, that people are ignorant. This is called the information deficit model. So public opinion needs to be fixed by education, by awareness raising, by campaigns, or this wrong knowledge can be corrected by inoculation of facts and real data. But in reality, this has shown to be empirically incorrect. And often the overall purpose of participation is geared towards public acceptance, as I said. But when we refer to engagement, and this will be our point of view in the technical working group I'm chairing of public engagement, this is when we talk about level 3, from level 3 onwards here in this slide. So when we really discuss in a two-way dialogue, when we facilitate this two-way dialogue, when stakeholders are provided opportunities to really influence the final outcome, which is not decided, when they can shape the outcomes and the programs. So it's really stakeholder engagement. And it's a stakeholder engagement when we move to level 4. So when we really facilitate a discussion based on value-driven issues, complex issues, when we allow for agenda setting and provide ample time for deliberation, we ensure that we, in a collaboration, can empower citizens. When we even partner and agree that we partner in the implementation of the solutions. So this is when we talk about stakeholder engagement. What we are going to do in this technical working group 5 is based on this understanding, take this as a basis and start promoting a dialogue with relevant stakeholders on the risks and benefits of SMRs, exchanging with local stakeholders what they see as best practices or good practices related to SMRs, and also bringing into the table for discussion the SMR uses in power and industrial sector, so the differences in this. And then, as you've heard, there is this ambition of having developed a strategic action plan by the first quarter of 2025. We will have the kickoff meeting of the group in a hybrid format on the 16th of October in Brussels and online. And then the outcomes will be to identify stakeholders' concerns, perception, needs, challenges, and expectations regarding different SMRs aspects, engage in early and constructive two-way dialogue with the civil society, and reflect on these demonstration projects and develop this strategic action plan. So we have a lot to do. And finally, to end up with art again, as I started, this mural from an artist and curator from the US who is interested in atomic culture and nuclear technology narratives. For him, this abstract art encapsulates the complex debate surrounding nuclear energy. So really the dual nature of nuclear power, on the one hand, energy production, but also all this controversy, the different opinion, the different perspective around nuclear, the tension between progress and caution, innovation and risk. So I invite you to consider how we start engaging in drawing a mural on SMRs together. And I also invite you to incorporate your views in the mural through the Technical Working Group 5 of the Industrial Alliance. Thank you.